Okay, so our story actually begins now because as you see, it's just after midnight and we just purchased the Genie Plus. And so the whole goal of this video is to see whether or not it's worth it when just your average person is using it. All right, it's late and we got to get up early. So, whew. Okay, so it's about 7 in the morning and we just made our first Genie Plus selection. So join us on our day because we're turning a new leaf and actually planning for this trip and trying to take advantage of the whole Disney Plus service. So let's see how this goes. It's 8 in the morning. We've rallied the troops and we already have our first ride. We ended up with, never mind. Okay, so it's about 8:30 and we're in that brisk walk dash that happens when the crowd is heading in. I'm always kind of skeptical about this park. First of all, there's so much drama just to get into it. Again, we do it for the kids. Are you excited?
Yes, this is my second time visiting.
The purpose of these videos is always to share our experience so that you can see what a realistic day in the park is going to be like, and so you can kind of ascertain what it's going to be like for you and your family. Looks like our ride is here. Made it into the park and we're standing at our first ride and we're going to try the Aladdin. There's virtually no line here and we got a little time before we get to our first Genie Plus lightning lane. So far, no complaints. Sure. Hey, why don't we stay in the same car? Hey, so we finally made it. We're on our first ride of the day. It's gonna be Aladdin. So far, having lightning lane reservations is making a huge difference. And we're just on our first ride, but knowing that we're gonna have an opportunity to get to activities is great. If you know anything about me, I'm not always the biggest fan of the Disney parks, but that's mostly because sometimes you spend so much time waiting and not a lot of time in activities. So I was definitely excited to check out Genie Plus to see if it could change the complexion of the day where we spend a reasonable amount of time in activities compared to waiting. Again, I'm not expecting perfection. Anyway, we got our first ride in already. Let's see how the rest of the day goes. So I'm thinking maybe the park isn't as crowded, but we're off to a good start at the Magic Kingdom. It's only 9:30 and we've already done 2 rides, including Pirates of the Caribbean, which was cool, or is it Caribbean? Because the wait wasn't that long. It was listed as a 10-minute wait, but it probably turned out to be more like 15 to 20. But we just knocked out Big Thunder Mountain, and one of us was scared, but I think we enjoyed it. What'd you think of Big Thunder Mountain?
Yes. Yes, I love the roller coaster. Yeah.
So we're on It's a Small World. I think we're already on our 4th ride in less than an hour. almost 10:30 and we've been in the park for an hour and a half. And we've been able to get to 4 rides. So the park is definitely not as crowded today. Hold up a second, I gotta disembark, we'll continue this. Okay, so as I was saying, we've been in the park for an hour and a half and we've already had an opportunity to get to 4 rides. So I'm feeling like the park isn't as crowded as what I've experienced in the past. And we're just about to take advantage of our first lightning lane. So it's making it difficult to tell whether or not the service has had an impact on our day just yet. However, let's keep moving and we'll let you know.
I'm used to it now. Right around the corner here, this is Inspiration Ball. Then it's over, they're not very stressed. Stop it, that is not nice.
Okay, so the Genie service finally had an impact on our day, and we probably had like a 10-minute wait for what was a 50-minute wait at the time, and then we booked our second ride, which is Peter Pan, but it's not until 3. However, we're finding plenty to do with reasonable waits in the meantime, and thus far we've been in the park for about 2.5 hours, and it's been really productive. We've done like 5 things, and even rode the train across the park. Let's keep it moving. So we found our way to the Dumbo ride. It's been pretty smooth so far. What do you think?
I think, about what?
Quick Florida rainstorm. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it's almost 1 o'clock. So we've been in the park for about 4 hours. However, I think we've done 6 activities, so it's been a productive day, and we've had a little rain. Now, as far as Genie Plus is concerned, we used it to book the Jungle Cruise at the beginning of the day, and then Peter Pan Flight, which seems to continue to have a 90-minute wait. But we have a spot held, which is great. However, in the meantime, we can just kind of lightning lane whatever since we found availability for other things. And so now we're just kind of rolling lightning lanes. And it kind of feels like it's worth it thus far. But we're still going to hold off a while before we form a final opinion. Speedway. I'm driving terribly because I'm vlogging at the same time. Hold up, I gotta concentrate on the road. See you guys in a minute. So the rain has affected the day a little bit here in the Magic Kingdom. However, it's kind of been like heavy rains, but quick and just kind of like flash rain. So every time that it's rained, we've been kind of fortunate, so we've gotten a little bit wet where we could have been soaked, no problem. I gotta say, this Genie Plus thing is working, and I'm really starting to get the hang of it. And the rest of our day, as far as our schedule is concerned, has started to kind of just fall into place. So, yeah, we're gonna go check out Buzz Lightyear, and then, you know, just come along. Yeah, it's kind of hard. So, during your visit, definitely be prepared for the Florida weather, because we got hit real hard with like these flash rains where it rained hard, but maybe only for 5-10 minutes. Unfortunately, we always found ourselves in a position that we didn't get very wet. However, now it's clear and sunny and super hot, just like that. So all I'm saying, be ready. Thank you. Okay, so we were lucky. We were able to snag a reservation at the Plaza restaurant. And compared to so many of these restaurants in Disney, they had a pretty basic menu with like a burger, some crab cakes, chicken tenders for the kids. But I gotta say, I liked it. Sometimes simplicity is best. The service was good. And yeah, we're ready to start the second half of this park day. And, let's just move on. It's hot out here, it's sunny, and we've entered what I would call the burning sands of a Disney day. But fortunately, we now have 3 lightning lanes stacked up within about a 2-hour period. So hopefully it's a lot of fun. And I'm really actually kind of feeling okay about this Disney Genie Plus thing. I almost want to say that navigating the park without it, I don't think it would be as fun. Real talk. Okay, ride number 1 of Lightning Lane Double Hour has already been accomplished. On to number 2. Okay, so now the time is 4:40. And we've been in the park for about 8 hours, almost 8 hours rather, and it's more crowded than it's been all day. It's hotter, more uncomfortable. People are getting a little antsy. However, we've still had a great time in the park, and we still have 2 lightning lanes basically within the next hour. Of the mine train. Ah! Okay, so we've had a good day so far, and right now we're in the Philharmagic or whatever it's called to catch a show, and suddenly the park is so crowded. Where did all these people come from? I don't know if it's park hopper after 2 o'clock, but it's 5 o'clock. It's 5:30 specifically, and anyway, I'm gonna talk to you later. Okay, so we're out of Lightning Lanes for a while, and we're hopping on the merry-go-round. We did the Philharmonic Theater, but like the important thing is it still helps to come to the park early. The morning is the best time, because after 2 o'clock, this park suddenly got crowded, and even now at almost 6, it's not quite as crowded as it was an hour ago, but still really busy and harder to get to the attractions. So come early. You know my spiel about the Disney parks. I oftentimes feel that they're overcrowded and you don't really get to participate in that many activities for the amount of money that you spend to be in the park for that day. However, today is contradicting all of those beliefs so far. And, you know, as I have to mention, Disney is the best at theming, and they're kind of woven into Americana. And as a result, even if it's not my favorite park, I have to come here for the kids, because fortunately or unfortunately, there is just no replacement for the characters and for the storylines that they've seen since they were small. It's been an adventurous day in Disney. It rained probably like 6 hours ago, and now here we are. There's no trace of rain, but plenty trace of heat. So we've been in the park for about 10.5 hours, and we had a great opportunity to test out the Genie Plus mechanism, and we were able to actually lightning lane a total of 6 attractions. And I would say out of the 6 attractions, either 3 or 4 of them were genuine significant lightning lanes where it saved us either a 50 to 90 minute wait. So in that sense, it's worthwhile. However, I'm wiped and we're approaching the end of our visit, but we got 1 lightning lane left, and that's the Haunted Mansion. In the meantime, the fam went to go see if they could do souvenirs, and I'm just hanging out. It's like dusk at Disney and everybody's lining up for the parade, and we're finishing up about an 11.5-hour day. So we're pretty wiped, but we had a super productive day in the Disney parks. Thanks a bit in part to Genie Plus. Not a perfect solution, but I think it might be worth it. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. The kids gotta get some souvenirs, and hopefully they're quick with it so I can get out ahead of this parade crowd. We'll see what we can do. Thanks a bunch for joining us. Until the next time, I hope this was helpful. Fitness and beer.